Today on DailyWeeklyBuilds, I'm doing something many people hate. Yeah, that's right, I'm taking apart an official set and I'm going to do some modifications to it. Scary. And this is what I've come up with. As you can see, the truck has basically been cut in half, which I feel like is much better. It's still a truck and trailer combo. Although the truck itself, yeah, it's not that big American long nose because I'm just not really a fan of those. It's not something I see often here in the UK. So I also went for something which is also inspired by another LEGO City set, the truck from the F1 truck and trailer. I've just modified that slightly, done a recolor, and it just works pretty well. So this is the thing I plan to do. And although I don't have any instructions for this yet, it is something I plan to release in the future. So even for me, I have to kind of unbuild it brick by brick digitally to rebuild it in real life, just so I get the gist of things. And this is pretty cool. Of course, I will have half the truck left over, so I've got a few ideas of what I could do with that as well. Of course, the main change we're making here is completely getting rid of that American-style cab and going for something that looks a bit more like this. And then the trailer still has the same functionality. The doors, etc. still open up. It's just much smaller. And here is the LEGO City F1 truck with the race cars that come with. But that's the style of cab that I'm going for here. Something like this. So this is pretty much what I'm building, just a slightly recolored version. And I did a few minor swaps, but this is pretty much the gist of it. And I think it looks quite good. So today's project involves this set right here, the LEGO delivery truck from 2024, which I built and reviewed recently. It's a really cool looking set. It's just, well, really big. I mean, just look at it on the streets of my LEGO city. It's causing a massive traffic jam, although I guess this ice cream truck being in the way isn't helping. But it's huge. And if you're interested in having this set in your LEGO city, then just know it takes up roughly 2 base plates. But that's too big. I can't afford to give up that much space. So I'm going to take this giant truck and make it something a little bit more like, this truck here. Yeah, this old LEGO City set from 2013. This old cargo truck. It's so much smaller, but it's much more in scale with the things I've got going on. And as I mentioned in my review, I did judge this truck too harshly because now that I've had it, it's kind of grown on me, although I'm still going to change it. But initially I was going to borrow some parts from it and then just, well, take it all apart and add it to my parts collection. But instead, I'm going to keep it built. I don't know what I'll do with it. Maybe I'll build a different style of trailer in the future. So it's just a big yellow truck because this obviously doesn't have any LEGO branding on it, only on the trailer there. So this will just kind of be parked up in my city for now. But the main focus is turning this trailer in half, basically. But it's not as simple as just cutting it in half because obviously we've got the back end, which features the back doors and the wheels. But then the front end, because that's the part that connects to the truck. So we're kind of taking out a big chunk in the middle and just smashing the 2 parts back together again. So this should be achievable, hopefully, if I'm right, because I haven't tested this yet, obviously, by simply just taking parts from it. I don't need any additional parts to do these changes, fingers crossed. But of course, this trailer will need a new truck to pull it, and that's where I've got all the extra additional parts. And they've just arrived in a bricklink order, so let's check it out. Alright, so here's a bunch of extra parts, mostly for the truck cab, and a few extras that I might need in case I do some swaps for the trailer, because I might swap out the wheels, I might do some other minor modifications, but I've got some parts here already sorted, a mix of bricklink orders and my own collection, and then a couple more bricklink orders just arrived with some other parts. This seller in particular had some cool printed tiles, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll pick those up, but I mostly needed it for the yellow and black parts. So I began organising some of my parts here, since I don't have the luxury of numbered bags, but I feel like this is, well, it should be fine, right? It's a LEGO City set. It's a basic. It's a low age. It should be easy, even with all this mix of parts. Well, the build is underway, and this is how far I've got so far. It's very difficult trying to build essentially from just a picture. I'm trying to, like, dissect parts and move things out the way, but with no instructions, a little bit difficult. But I've hit my first snag. When I was ordering the parts I needed, I ordered the wrong wheel arches, so these ones are incorrect, and I only did 2 more of these. Yeah, that is annoying. Well, I got as far as I could building the base of the truck without having those 2 back wheels. That's kind of the main part. Without those wheel arches, I can't put the wheels on. So, hooray, here we are, but I'm now moving on to building the truck cab, which hopefully I have no issues with. Well, that went together much better, building the actual cab portion of the truck here. So much smoother than the rest of the build. All done, all finished now. Got space for 2 minifigures to sit side by side, and of course one can lay down in the bed as per the official design. Made a few minor modifications, obviously still missing those wheel arch pieces. I have to place an order for those, but otherwise it's basically finished and it can hook up straight to that trailer, so let's see what that looks like. There you go, and just like that, no problems, it all lines up perfectly, so that's a good thing. If you have even the F1 set, since this is basically that design, you can mix and match your truck and trailers if you wanted to. That's a good, nice, consistent thing. I mean, this looks good already, doesn't it? I'm just so used to seeing this style of truck here in the UK, but this trailer is still very long, so now it's time for the trickier task of making this smaller. Okay, I've done the hard part, separating it into its individual sections, because it wasn't that difficult. Since you build the whole kind of undercarriage and wheelbase separately, then you add it onto the kind of boxes. So that was a really easy to peel off, no problem. And I think this is going to be the hardest part to modify, because it's kind of really complicated and really built up. So I need to make this a lot smaller. But the actual kind of box compartments here was so much easier, because the only thing that I really had to remove was this kind of bridge in the middle, which also connected up to these bricks here. So it's a very easy modification to do, since they are kind of like separate things anyway. So I've got the two parts. Essentially, this is the one I want to keep, and all I want to do now is just put the back doors on there and then put the wheels back on. So that should be straightforward. And there we go. So the doors are now on the shorter part of the trailer. That's really, really easy. So yeah, like I said, you just basically peel off the brackets there and then clip the door on the back, then put the brackets back on, and it's done. Now time to modify the trickier part, the undercarriage of the wheels. Oh, don't worry about this. I'll put that back together and make another truck with that. So if I put the wheels back where they would be on the original, if I didn't take off the other half, this is what we're looking like. So you can see there's quite a bit to move, and it's well, hopefully it's not as complicated as it looks. That's all I'm saying. I'll let you know. Alright, so the wheel deconstruction / reconstruction is underway. The only advice I would say is it's easier than it looks once you start realizing what you've got to work with, because everything is included. It's all here. It's just kind of making it smaller and rearranging parts. So I would kind of basically take off the whole kind of front end, break it all apart into all the little pieces, and you can pop it back together to pretty much how it was already, just obviously not as long. And then in the end, you should have something that looks just like this, and it can just pop back on to your box. And there we go, it's ready to be hitched up back to the truck. The only thing I didn't bother with was the little kickstand for when it's not hitched up to the truck, but in my city it will be on the truck, so I'm not too bothered about that. But you've got all the parts here, and it'll be pretty easy to just add that back on if you wanted it. And then these are all the leftover parts, including your second box over here. So I've got plenty of ideas of how to make a different style truck using that. And it looks like all these extra parts I ordered from Bricklink, I guess I didn't need in the end. But you know what has helped making this whole build so much easier? My rebrickable desk mat. And if you want to get one for yourself, we've got a discount code and an affiliate link. Check it out down in the description. It will really help out the channel. It's a really good thing. High quality. I've spoken about this many times before. They're not paying me to say this, but it's a good product. I like it very much. Anyway, that means I've got all these leftover parts plus the other half of the trailer and then the original truck left over to do something else with. But my new one here, I'm very happy. Look, it can still fit the cargo in the back. Got these two spare, obviously. It still seats 3 minifigures in the truck. It's really good. You know, if LEGO released a set like this to begin with, I'd be probably even happier, because this is like ideal for me. But of course, I know some people really like the original set. I just wanted to show you guys, hey, with a little bit of imagination, you too can make a truck like this. But make sure you subscribe to see what I do with this one, because it's going to be slightly different, but we can't put these parts to waste, can we? We've got them, we might as well use them, so make sure you subscribe for that, coming soon. Oh, and yes, the original cab can still pull the trailer. Of course it can, it's just smaller. It looks a little bit strange, doesn't it? Kind of cute and compact. But I honestly prefer my new version. And of course, I can't really take credit for this, because this isn't a LEGO design. I've only modified it slightly and done a few part swaps, but credits to the original designer. I much prefer this over this. So now let's add it to my LEGO city. Well, there we go. It's off on its way towards the harbour, not causing a traffic jam now, ready to drop off some more cargo shipments and deliver LEGO to everyone else to enjoy. But I'm really happy. If you have any feedback or suggestions, or tell me what you've done with your LEGO set, tell me down in the comments below. But yeah, this thing is so much cooler now, I think. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you very much for watching. And if you want to see more things just like this, then make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, because I've already got my next project in mind. In fact, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, that should be a good one. So subscribe for that. And if you fancy going the extra mile, then become a channel member to get a whole bunch of really cool perks and help support the channel, help fund these projects. But thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel or on one of my other channels as well. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends.